feeling wonderful. So yay. All right. What I want to do is go through the astrology for this upcoming week, starting from today through next week. So let me actually pull that up just to give you guys a heads up of what is coming ahead. So for today, the 11th, we actually have Mars, which is in Leo right now at 5 degrees, squaring Uranus in Taurus, which is at 6 degrees. And Uranus actually is slowing down, and it's about to go retrograde soon. Not yet, but it will be going retrograde soon. But yeah, so we do have Mars square Uranus. So this may be an interesting day for you, a day of breakthroughs, because, you know, Uranus, for me, very much I associate with the Tower card. So breaking out of old patterns into and being ushered into something new that's more life affirming, expansive, creative, etc. So I think the energy for today is going to be really good. You actually probably were feeling it yesterday as well too, but I don't think that this is going to be anything tough, because sometimes when, you know, Mars is making an aspect to the outer planets, it can be a tough energy, especially if it's like Saturn. But Uranus, I think this is going to be nice energy. Then on the 14th, which is Sunday, we have the Sun in Cancer, so it's going to be 21 degrees, opposing Pluto, which is retrograde right now, in Capricorn, which is also at 21 degrees. So for this, you know, when the Sun opposes any of the planets, but in particular Pluto is, to me, the second most powerful planet besides our star, the Sun. This can bring up things about power dynamics, either within yourself, but more than likely with other people, because it's Cancer versus Capricorn. Cancer is, you know, the self, your individual power. Capricorn is the idea of power or power outside of you. Possibly an authority figure or somebody who's in a position of power, you know, a parent, a boss, etc. Right? So that can potentially be a tricky day. I would say, though, you know, for most of you, if you really have been doing your work, this day is going to give you an opportunity to continue to make the higher choice, because ultimately, with the North Node being in Cancer, although obviously it's not going to be conjunct the Sun, this is helping. This is helping us to really choose the higher path and to put ourselves first. Ourself meaning our souls, not our egos, but our souls first. Okay. So I don't think that this is going to be negative. I think it's going to give you an opportunity to check in and see where you really are in terms of how balanced your relationships are. And then on July 16th, which is going to be next Tuesday, that's when we have the full moon lunar eclipse in Capricorn, and that's going to be at 24 degrees Capricorn, okay? That's happening at 11:55 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, you know, for you numerology folks, if you especially been seeing, like, you know, double numbers and stuff, the angel numbers, this is a really potent time. And this eclipse is going to be closing out the cycle that began at the beginning of this year, when we had the new moon solar eclipse in Capricorn, which I believe was at 5 degrees Capricorn. So I would say, you know, whatever you began at the beginning of the year, you should really be tying up those loose ends, or gotten the bulk of whatever it is you're going to get out of that process, and be ready to move forward. And you know, feel like you almost have the slate clean, because we will actually be cycling back around to another eclipse cycle in Capricorn at the end of the year. So we're not completely done with this energy. So, you know, if the first part of this year was a little rough, we will be coming back around, just FYI. But hopefully the next time that comes around, we'll have an easier time with it, right? Now, also on this day, Venus is going to be opposing Saturn, which is retrograde in Capricorn right now, and this is happening at 16 degrees. So Venus is at 16 degrees Cancer. Excuse me, Saturn is at 16 degrees Capricorn, okay? So this is interesting because just 2 days ago on the 9th, when we had the first quarter square moon, the Sun was opposing Saturn. So now Venus is coming around to oppose Saturn. So this should be an interesting way for you to kind of check in and see, especially as it relates to love or money kind of aspects with Saturn. where you are now. Okay. Venus is more of a healing energy. So if there was any harshness that came up last week, potentially with the sun, or any conflict, especially again with an authority figure, Venus would be coming in to be like a healing balm and smoothing things over and bringing more kind of karmic balance, if you will. Okay. And then on the 18th, which is next Thursday, we have Venus, which is still being Cancer at 17 degrees, going to be trining Neptune retrograde and Pisces at 18 degrees. Okay, so that should be a really nice day because, you know, Venus and Neptune are very synergistic energies in our solar system. So, and they're both in water signs. So this is really yummy, divine feminine, go with the flow, creative, inspirational, possibly, you know, highly romantic energy as well too. So that should be a really, really nice day. Overall, I think this week coming up, especially with the eclipse, it's going to be primarily about just some kind of final check-ins, if you will, about how the process has been so far, and, you know, just giving you a sense of recognition of your successes and what you've been able to release. So I think that's actually really good. I think it's going to be a chill week for the most part. Okay. Hello. Oh, hi, Brandy. You wrote, yes, yesterday was so healing. Awesome. And I hope that this video is looking okay. I was trying to remember how I did the video last time for the monthly in the second half, because those came out much better, and I think I figured out the hack, but it's been obviously a couple weeks since I did the monthly video, so I was like, is this the way I did it before? That means I need to actually like write down my processes. So I'm hoping. Oh, it is blurry. Okay, why is it blurry? What did I forget to do? Okay, that's annoying. Because this didn't happen. I'm gonna have to go back and relook at play around with this again and write down what I did to get the better quality video last time, because I thought I would remember and I didn't. So, oh, sorry. Believe me, it drives me crazy, as I'm sure it drives you guys crazy. Dang it, I thought I had it. All right, I'm gonna get it though. I'm gonna get it. All right, so let's do channel messages for the week coming up. I do apologize for the blurry video. Let's see what we are to be looking at and being focused on. That's too many cards. Glad I'm still shining though, Brandy. I'm gonna get it together. It might actually just be an internet thing though, to be honest. Because internet was actually a little wonky earlier. Yeah, it might be the Mercury retrograde. But it also just might really be the Wi-Fi. Because I'm pretty sure I did set this up the same way I did with the last monthly videos. After I got through, I think like it was either Cancer and on or Leo and on, where those videos came out much more clearly. But anyway, I'm not gonna. My Virgo moon like wants to figure this out, but I don't want to stop and restart the video because I don't have time today to do that. But I may actually jump on tomorrow here and just play around. So if you see a bunch of like live starts and stops tomorrow, that would be why. If the video is good, then that means it's probably just something for today. But I'll have time tomorrow to test it out, so I will, because I want to. And it's important for me to have quality video. So, okay. All right, what we are to be focused on and moving towards is actually the Lovers card here. Very interesting. Very interesting. So the Lovers is so many things. Like obviously, it can talk about romantic partnerships, but this is also friends groups. This would be new business collaborations or networking situations. This is family. Um, this is also internal balance of the divine feminine and divine masculine within. There's a lot that can talk about with the Lovers card. Okay, so um, take it as it resonates. Now, I'll do this then, since this could go a couple different ways. In terms of romance, because I'm sure that's what most people want to know first. What you have been focused on healing, for those that resonate with this, is holding your boundaries for one, but also opening your heart and being open again to love, but in a very grounded sense, not being caught up really so much in the emotion or the infatuation of things, right? Which is good, but overall, a healing of the heart. uh, what you are needing to do to help open up the possibility for meeting a healthy soulmate is to maintain your standard. Okay, like you have to maintain your standard, but this is the time now to start putting yourself out there. Okay, and that actually makes sense because we technically are in the energy of the first quarter square moon, which is in Libra, which happened on Tuesday. And Libra is, the sign related to many things, but in particular relationships. So um, technically that energy doesn't shift until Tuesday when the moon, we have the lunar eclipse in Capricorn, and that's a very different energy right now. So we're still really in this relational energy. So this is the time to be out and about, to be taking an active role in your dating life if you are wanting to be open, and making yourself available to um, new love, because it definitely is in the environment. Okay. So you may either know someone already where you can have this experience of love, or you may meet somebody by putting yourself out there. Okay. But the door is open for new beginnings in relationship. Now, this feels new, though. It doesn't feel established energy. So this is more like the beginnings of love, or just the energy of love in general, as opposed to this being a message for those who are already been dating somebody for a while and you guys getting into a commitment like that. That's not really what this seems to be speaking to. Um, Although, if you have been dating for a while, it could actually mean that there is a proposal, or if you already are engaged, that there is a marriage, like an actual wedding, that you're planning or deciding on a date on or something. Because, like, it's big, but it's still like the beginning of something new. Because, like, even when you get engaged, it's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like, obviously the dynamic shift, but you're not getting married tomorrow unless you're deciding to elope, right? So it's like the door opens for a new beginning, but there is still going to be a path that you have to go on, as it relates to whatever that new beginning is. Okay. Um, awesome. 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 Okay. Now, in terms of business, so okay. Let me see if this is actually business or money. All right, this seems to actually be tied. business and finances, or job and finances. Um, so, there's been a pretty good job recently of managing resources and having a balance between what you spend versus what comes in, and yada, 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 right? Or you've actually been needing to tighten the belt a little bit and do some more saving. But overall, it's been more so a matter of just keeping your head down and doing the work and staying focused, and not really so much about expansion. That energy is available to shift now. Like, you still need to stay on top of what you need to stay on top of, but it's important now to kind of pick your head up, refocus again, or remind yourself again about where you're going, what your goals are, again, whether it's financially or business or job stuff, and start actively engaging with the opportunities that are availing themselves to you for making new connections. Okay. Our wealth grows as our network grows. As our network grows, our net worth grows. Okay, so this week coming up where you need to be taking action on that. So if you get invited to go to some kind of mixer or event, or whatever, you need to go. Or if you've had your eye on, like, some kind of conference or workshop or something, go. Right? Okay, because you're going to meet kindred spirits there. They're going to help you grow and expand, and that are going to be helpful for you in moving your dreams and goals forward. Again, whether it's career related or money related or both. It looks like there actually will be one key person out of however many events that you involve yourself with over this coming week, who does make an important impact, because you've gone as far as you can go with the knowledge that you have. So that it's something about either the knowledge that they provide you, or connection that they give you, or whatever it is, provides that last missing piece that you need to fully uh, go the full length of the race, if that makes sense. So that's really positive, because there are new financial opportunities or potentially a new promotion that's on the horizon. So be open to it. Okay, don't worry about it. This is really the divine taking over. Trust your higher self, trust your spirit, your intuition. You already know. Spirit is leading you to bigger and brighter things. So choose the higher path, choose more. All right. And then for just general spiritual messages, and then we can get into Q&A if there are any questions. You can go ahead and actually start typing those in if you do have questions. So it seems to be that many many of us have been having some great conversations in communion with our higher self, really been listening, and it's time to expand ourselves spiritually. We have achieved a great level of internal balance, and as such, our soul is actually lit up in a different kind of way. And because of that, we are going to be meeting more and more of our soul tribe as well as maybe connecting with another member on our spirit team. That may actually be opening up a new level of communication. So there may be a new angel that you start working with, a new ascended master, a new spirit guide, a new healer in the spirit, whatever it is. But your spiritual perception and your spiritual access is increasing, which is good. Just remember to stay on guard with appropriate boundaries, because you know, not everything is of the light, right? So maintain your discernment and your self-mastery. Don't give your power away. Even with the light, don't give your power away. There's no need for that. But yeah, that's really nice. It's beautiful. Awesome. All right, this is gonna be a nice week, guys. I think it's actually it's gonna be pretty cool. Let me see what is showing here in the questions. All right, so not sure if these should be personal or collective. I'm trying to move out of state by the end of the summer and get a job aligned with my purpose. No bites yet. Will that be shifting soon? Well, I'm assuming you're not going to leave until you get a job. Hopefully it's not a situation where you've already been uprooting yourself. So let's see. Let's see what's going on. Because end of summer is technically mid-September, right? Because that's when towards the end of September is when we have autumn equinox. But I feel like a lot of times people say end of summer, they think end of August. So, but let's see what's going on with this energetically for you. Oh, you didn't resign your lease. It's up by October 1st. Okay, so all right. It's an all or nothing. All right, so the energy surrounding this is the Judgment card. All right, so this is a soul wake-up call, but also potentially a second chance to start on a path you were supposed to be on. But let's get clarification about this, though. Page of Cups, yeah, so new path. So what's been going on under the surface, though? It's been supporting you, or potentially in the subconscious. Okay, we got the Fool, yeah, so definitely new. Okay, so you already are in a soul position, and then we had the Hangman. So basically, it looks like you just got to a place where you capped out wherever you were. Like you just been, yeah, like stagnant, not able to grow beyond that. Okay, so yeah, you will be leaving. Conserve your resources, though. You know, if you know you're going to be leaving in basically the next 3 months, tighten the belt financially. Okay. Okay, you'll be fine. You will actually get something. You're definitely going to be stressing a little bit, but it looks like one second. Are you leaning on your strategic network for any potential opportunities in this new place? Um, yep, learn my lessons here, ready for something greater. I mean, ultimately, yeah, you will be fine. You're shifting. Oh no, not that you know anyone there, but is in the field that you're in with the context that you have now in the place where you are, have their do they have any leads for you? Oh, you haven't asked. See, don't block your blessings. um, don't block your blessings, okay? You don't know who people know. Um, yes, you may want to leave a particular industry, but again, you don't know who people know. So just um, obviously with those you feel safe talking to, colleagues or whatever, but tap into your network a little bit though, because I do see that there is actually help. Regardless, whatever you do shift into is going to be an upgrade. I do think regardless, the entire situation is just in general going to be stressful, but ultimately you will be fulfilled. I don't think this is going to be an easy transition. Just because mentally and emotionally it's going to be a lot on a lot of different levels. Like, shifting and changing is never easy, but you will land on your feet. You'll be fine. Okay. But definitely conserve resources. Okay. And lean on your network. And if you don't feel like you have a strong network, that is something that you really, really, really have to pay attention to, because as I was like literally just saying earlier, your network leads to your net worth. Okay. Opportunities with jobs and money. There's only so much you can do in your own. Like, we don't live as isolated beings. So if you haven't been cultivating that, start now. Start getting that habit in place now, so that even when you go to this new location, like, that habit is there. It just needs to be there constantly, because we're not ever going to stay in the same thing all the time, right? Okay. All right. So let me go back and see. Veronica, so Libra here, lost job last week and now need to leave my home. Not sure why this happened all of a sudden. Is there anything coming? Why do you have to leave your home that soon if you just lost your job last week? Unless you're actually like living with somebody else, but that seems pretty fast. You're welcome, Brandy. And thank you for letting me know about the blurry video. I'm going to, like I said, I'll play around with this tomorrow since I have time. All right, so let's see for, oh, you can't afford the rent. Okay. Well, but I mean, you don't have to move out like this instant. You won't have to leave until August. Right? I hope you have some savings. because that feels pretty abrupt. But let's see. Okay, well, this was forced because literally the death card just came out. Yeah. Was this a situation where it was just layoffs happening in general and you got let go, or is it something that you kind of, or you knew was coming, or what? Because I have the World card here, so this was definitely the end of a cycle. Like, this needed to die, which means that this has gone on too long when these two energies come out, which also tells me that you probably should have left a while ago, or that it was just a matter of time because maybe something was going on with the company itself. Reappointed in my teacher position, but then it was taken back. Okay. So yeah, I mean, flat out, it means you don't need to be there. Retaking that position actually would have been a step back then. Of course, that doesn't make it feel any better. But that cycle actually was needing to end. It was needing to end. It is time for you to move on to something else. And it looks like it needs to be something that's going to be a little bit more creative, or something where you have a little bit more control and power. Not as regimented. Yeah, this is very much specifically related to your personal power, like, I mean, point blank. So you need to, whatever it is about the dynamics of the position, either how you were showing up or what you were being subjected to, that had to stop, like, full stop. I'm picking that up very strong. Like, this was, Spirit was done. Spirit was done with this. Because you need to be in a position where you can flourish and you can shine, and where you can be more of your own boss. Not necessarily need to work for yourself, but be in situations where you have a lot more control and a lot more respect being shown to you, and that you are also exercising. So start putting offers out there, or start, looking, obviously. I'm sure you are. And it looks like there may be some things pop up actually by end of August. Let me just get clarification because I'm getting that fall equinox time. Yeah. Okay. So basically that August, September timeframe, which is basically, new school year, there will be a new offer come in that's going to be better for you. So yeah, that will shift. That will shift. All right. Let's see. Amanda says, I moved to Orlando 8 months ago from LA, and now after 8 months of struggling to get jobs to increase my income, I'm wondering if I should move back. The struggle is so painful. I feel I've made a mistake of leaving my job and life in LA. Oh, so this would have been fall of last year? I would say for you guys, like when you're making big decisions, like big life-changing decisions, if you can, book an astrology reading with me. Just so we can see what external planetary energies may be influencing that, so that you're stacking the odds in your favor as much as possible, or postponing if need be, if things are going to be more more tricky. But let's see what this is about for you, Amanda. Because it's, I mean, regardless, it's not easy, period. So, all right, so we got Ace of Wands around this. Amanda, how has it been for you developing community for yourself out there? Because I think you honestly just need to stay the course, but we'll see. Because you're only in the beginning stages. So this might be more of a matter of you having to get some cheerleaders, so to speak, to help you stay the course and play more of a long game. Okay, so you can't do that. You can't stay in. You can't stay in. You got to be networking and developing community. So again, the because I'm getting similar messages that popped up earlier for everybody, which is why there are general messages for everyone, because we all need that. You cannot grow in isolation. And if you don't feel comfortable in some of the communities, just keep searching for different ones until you feel like you click, because maybe the environment that you are around or that you're just choosing to put yourself in is not really a place where you feel safe. Not like, you know, negative, but like it's not really necessarily a place where you feel like you have to flourish. But I mean, really what I'm getting from Spirit is you just have to tap into your courage and stick with it and be more objective, as opposed to, you know, operating from a more objective place as opposed to an emotional place. Are you looking for a new job, or are you working for yourself and struggling to get income? I think that's actually what I'm not clear about here. And this is going to be my last one because I do actually need to run. Let's see. Oh, hey, Cherise. I'm going to start celebrating this time of year as my new year. I've gone through so many shifts, but feel so much better for it. Awesome. I mean, summer is my solar return, so it's a new year for me. My birthday is actually on Monday, the 15th. So I spend the whole month, like, you know, celebrating with folks. So I'm going to be posting a lot of pictures coming up. I'm just getting so many cards. So Amanda, are Are you looking for a job? Tried to initially work for myself but not working out, so trying to get jobs to back up so I can breathe and progress towards my dream. Okay. Oh, did you already have, again, needing to show up like a boss, and being in control. Did you already have your business going before you came out? Because if you didn't, that's why it's not, I mean, I have successful energy here, but it's like beginning stages energy. So it's just going to take time. Um, there's nothing here about like stopping and quitting and leaving and all that. It's this, it's the message is about needing to cultivate community and do what you need to do to, you know, get your systems and routines in place for what you do have. And then whatever you need to do to make money, but that's just a part of the process. Okay, so I mean, yeah, you're basically, and that's probably why the Ace of Wands show up. Like you're literally starting from scratch. This is the ace, not like the 8 or the 9. You haven't built a foundation. So realistically, you know, you're not, for most people, like honestly, there's going to be exceptions here or there. Like I personally, I'm an exception, but my life was a very different situation. But for most folks, I would say 90-95% of folks, it's going to take 3 years, if not more, depending on the kind of business that you have. But yeah, you just started. You just started. So now is not the time to cut and run, or to question like you're on the right track, like it's good energy. But you need to build your network. You need to stay connected, stay involved, and stay in control. Isolating is not the thing to do right now. It's not. It's not. Let me get clarification on this last thing. It's going to take the time that it takes. But don't let something taking longer than you expected automatically cut away at your sense of self. Yeah, I do keep getting the sense that for whatever current environment that you're in, it's just not good energy, like the folks specifically. You need to find new people to be around. Like real talk. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, use basically the summertime to practice that, honestly, of getting out and about. But I mean, you've got to, because, you know, when you go on job interviews and stuff, that actually that reflects energetically, right? So if you're not, you know, if you're doing like tech stuff, it's not probably going to be as big of an issue. But most settings, if you're defensive, if you're closed off and all of that, like it is actually going to hinder you a bit. Like you got to tout your strengths and your abilities and your talents more when you're looking for these jobs in the meantime, while you also build your business, which you, in that context, also need to be touting what you do and what you bring to the industry, whatever industry you're in. Like You got to boss up. I mean, like, this isn't, your energy showed up, right? This has been running the show, but this Strength and Emperor, Aries and Leo, very different energy. You need to show up differently in order for this to change, both for your business, but also for being able to find work. And you need to get a new community, new people to be around. Because the thing is, roots are not going to hold, and you'll end up sabotaging yourself when there's nothing wrong with the work or the business. It's just going to take its time. Oh, it's a roommate situation? Okay. Yeah, you might need to bounce then. You might need to bounce. Because that might be what that energy is, because it feels selfish, very self-centered in a negative way. That may need to be what it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and it's time for you to find new space then, because it's too much. If it's not verbal conflict, it's too much spirit conflict. I mean, if you are able to move in with your boyfriend, that'd be great, but you know, everybody's out here with roommates, so there might not be room. All right, y'all. Love you so much. I am going to go. Hope you have an amazing rest of your weekend. Today is the final day for having the family ancestor crystal healing grid up. So you can take it down tomorrow morning. And then next Tuesday with the full moon lunar eclipse, we will create grids on behalf of supporting the transition of any lost souls in the environments of the local cities in which we live, praying for them to be able to pass on and be healed and go to the light and all that kind of stuff. So follow me on Instagram for those details. I post, I'll be posting with each moon phase this month as I was directed by Spirit. So the first two grids we did, the first is on personal past incarnation healing. This week, you know, is the family grid. So this is healing maternal and paternal ancestral stuff. And then next week is ancestors of the land that we live on. And then the week after that is going to be healing for the elementals and for the earth. And then after that, calling in new souls. So there is a very specific sequence, which I have outlined on Instagram as well as Facebook, actually, because I know some folks aren't on Instagram. So check it out there, and please participate if you feel called, because this is a very this month's directives from Spirit were very personal. So it allows you to kind of amplify your prayers on behalf of yourself, your family, as well as the collective. So definitely take part if you can. I apologize again for the splotchy video, especially after I thought I had that figured out. But as I mentioned, I'm going to jump on tomorrow and test this out, because I don't know what went wrong from what I figured out from before. So yeah, if you see me jumping on and off a lot tomorrow, that's why. Feel free to join me and say hi and give me feedback on the stream as well. I'll probably come on around like 10:30 or something and all that. So if you're around, having that feedback would be great. Yeah, because it's annoying. I don't like not having clear video, especially when I figure it out, right? All right, love you all. Have a blessed day and weekend and life, and I'll see you soon.